Hey, listen, the problem is you're too fat. You're just too fat, America. I mean, I have to tell you this because I noticed that there's a lot of political correctness when it comes to obesity, and the problem is that there are two approaches mainly, right? It's either considered a sickness, and then you shouldn't talk about that, and so on. I mean, he's obviously sick, or she's obviously sick, or whatever. Or it's considered as well. This is me. This is my free choice, and you're not allowed to state anything that would take away the freedom of just I don't know, eating bullshit all the time. Well, I tell you what the problem is. That is lack of love. That is lack of love, because if you really care for somebody, you don't watch him throwing in a freaking cemetery of processed food into themselves. Okay, because this is the actual problem. The actual problem is that the whole education of what we should eat is so based on all the other things. I mean, honestly, ever since I'm here, I can't believe it how many different medications for diabetes, for weight loss, how many programs of I don't know, and then you take this, and then you have diabetic nerve pain, you've got spine problems, you've got, you name it. It's a huge industry that makes money out of this political correctness, because nobody actually takes care of the actual problem. So if a tree is sick, you look at the roots, not at the branches. And that is actually something that applies for a lot of things, but right here it's a very, very nasty problem that has taken over way too many people in America. And if you really love yourself, and if you really love somebody who's obese in a way that it's not healthy anymore, and that is honestly, that counts for, in my feeling, 40% of the population. That's the stuff we have to change. And not only that, it's ridiculous that we see people starving of hunger while we throw in the fourth cheeseburger in the morning. It's killing you. It's killing you, and what it's gonna do is you're gonna have a terrible, terrible life as soon as you're old enough to feel the effects. Honestly, this is. The commercials, when they say like there are so and so many billion men on this planet, half of them will have prostate problems. That's a lie. That's a lie, because the 50% with certain kind of problems, that is only in the Western world, mainly in the United States of America, and most of those so-called sicknesses of civilization are mainly preventable. Absolutely preventable. You can't do anything about the smog, I realize that. You can't do anything about pollution in general, all the kind of problems that we suffer, especially if you live in the city and stuff like that. Okay, I'm not saying that. You can't get cancer just because you live too close to a nuclear plant and it's sold as clean energy or whatever. Because you eat fish out of the oceans that we contaminated for way too long now. But when it comes to eating junk food, when it comes to unhealthy nutrition, there is no reason whatsoever to have vitamin pills or all that kind of crap. It drives me insane how people treat things, or constipation, you name it. It is all the same root. Now, every spiritual belief, every religion has one thing in common. Your body is a gift, and it is a temple, and you disobey the natural laws, or if you want so, you disobey the creation that has been put upon you, whether from a deity or whatever you believe in. It doesn't actually really matter. And you kill your cells, you kill yourself, and there's no joy in it. There's no, it doesn't compare. If you really need to go grocery shopping with with one of those electrical wagons and you're in your 40s, there is no possibility that you have enough joy from a frickin' hamburger that would even be close to the freedom you would have if you would live in a healthy body. And you can't tell me that's not true. I know that you're crying about it, and sometimes, and then you think like, oh my God, you know, I want to be agile, I want to be beautiful, I want to have freaking knees that work because they're broken from all the weight and all the junk you put into yourself. And it drives me insane that just, it's impossible to address that because everybody thinks that's rude or whatever. No, this is love. This is love, okay? Because this is not about feeling superior, or it's also not about envying some celebrities that run around like they haven't eaten in the last 10 years. It's not about that. Love yourself.